So I saw Spider-Man 2 in the theater for the first time since its original release in the early 2000s. And when the film was over, I cried. So I'm going to tell you guys that story. Okay, so this is obviously a different video. I don't think you expected something like this. It's going to be a longer video. I'm not going to cut too much out of this unless I really stumble over my words or something like that. But I'm just going to talk to you guys and talk about Spider-Man 2 in general. So I've talked about it before, but there's always new people. So I'm going to go over my history and talk about why I emotionally got swept up multiple times during Spider-Man 2 and why I cried when the film was over. So when the film originally came out, I was in high school. You know, still very early on in high school. And I remember loving Spider-Man 1. Like my friend Matt and I, when that video game hit, we literally skipped last class, like rushed downtown to EB Games. The owner, or the manager at the time, Glenn, may he rest in peace, he left the planet way too early, knew that we were coming. It was like, I set you guys copy aside, I knew you two would be here. We got it, rushed home, played Spider-Man 1 to no end. We beat that game in like 2 days. Spider-Man 2 comes out, and it's an interesting time because it hit right around the time that I met my girlfriend, wife currently. So yeah, we've been together that long. And I remember going into Spider-Man 2 going, I love Doc Ock, I'm loving this whole Ultimate Spider-Man comic thing. My friend Tony, at the time from high school, was hyping up this Ultimate Spider-Man thing, and I picked it up right around Spider-Man 2. So I was like, okay, I'm getting into this, right? And I remember being so hyped for Spider-Man 2 that I couldn't wait to see it. So seeing it, when I was much younger, I loved the basics of it, but it was about Spider-Man fights Dr. Octopus, right? And at that point in time, I had this group of friends, we were all tight-knit, we used to do our backyard wrestling together, we used to just hang out at my house, play video games, and Spider-Man 2 was a big deal. So that entire summer, the first summer of dating my girlfriend, she would come over on some weekends, and my good friend Matt and Ryan would come over, and we would all just hang out. We would go up to her house, we'd bring our Xbox or PS2, and we had Spider-Man 2. And we would just play that. Now this is before the age of, hey, YouTube, just search up everything. So we were trying to find all the tokens and buoy tokens and city tokens and all that. Trying to 100% complete the game the entire summer. We finally did it by the time it was time to go back to school. But Spider-Man 2 hit right at that point where it's such an influential film on me. Because I've talked about this before. It changed my life, literally. That's not an exaggeration. Seeing that film made me want to talk more about comic books. And I talked about how that film made me just go, you know what, I don't care, I'm a nerd, I'm gonna wear a Spider-Man shirt in school. People are gonna make fun of me. Yes, guys, that's how it was back then. You wore a Batman or Spider-Man shirt, everybody hated you, you were the next Combine kid, you know? It's like, oh, that kid, he's wearing a shirt, it's a Spider-Man, he's crazy, like, it was a different time, right? And I was just like, I don't care anymore. I'm a nerd, I know it, I don't care. So I was always wearing these Spider-Man shirts I had, and people were like slowly starting to pick up how much of a mega nerd I am, right? So I remember when it finally came out on DVD, and that year for Christmas, I got the big poster that's like the entire door, and like this long poster across my wall. Spider-Man was everywhere for me, you know? And it's this movie that really made me more of a fan than anything. That's when I started to really want to get into Marvel. And I was catching up on X-Men comics, which I was in and out of. Blade, of course, was already a thing, so I loved Blade. Of course I did. And I was like, oh my god, you know, all these concepts. Rewatching Spider-Man, the animated series at the time, and there was so much going on with Marvel. And, of course, DC. So, fast forward to I live in a state where we never get re-releases. And I'm not kidding you guys. I was like, oh, they're going to re-release the Spider-Man films. Cool. I'm not going to see them. Out of nowhere, they're like, hey, we're showing Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. The only day I was available was Saturday for Spider-Man 2. So I was like, Shay, we need to see this. Shay's my wife, in case you don't know. And she was like, of course we do. That film was our summer, you know? So we go, and it's been well over a decade since I've seen this film, right? So now, adult brain, adult-er, I'm still obviously very much a child at heart, but I'm sitting there, and the theater is sold out, mind you, and all the memes, all the lines, everybody is cheering and clapping and cracking up because we know what's coming, right? And you feel this sense of community. And everybody there, you had younger kids, but there was a lot of people that were older. Obviously, it resonated with them as well. So I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm just listening to everybody react. And then I'm picking up on the story. And to me, Spider-Man 2 was always great because, oh my god, the action versus Doc Ock is so good. But now as an adult, I'm not watching this for Spider-Man. I'm watching this for Peter Parker. I'm watching this knowing how it is after you graduate high school, as you grow older, the hardships, the issues, having to reveal truths that maybe you kept deep inside, like when he does to Aunt May. And multiple times I got choked up during the movie, and I could hear people behind me doing the same thing. So I'm watching this film, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yup, oh my god, this resonates. And I'm like, hurry up past these action sequences. I want more Peter Parker. I want more real life stuff. Like, and that's when I realized, man, I'm getting older, you know? And that's when it hit me. I'm not the same person I was when I saw Spider-Man when I met my girlfriend, now wife, right? And I just sat there and I'm like, you know, I look at her and I saw her do this and I was like, yup, that's me. Like, I was feeling the effect of time has gone by, right? Things have changed. But Spider-Man is here speaking to me in a different way with the same film as I have aged. And that just made me sit back and go, classic. And you know, I love the Raimi films. I even love The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, they're not great films, right? Like The Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3's not even that great. Spider-Man 1, I think, is amazing. It's actually my favorite of the trilogy, but I think Spider-Man 2's the best. So, watching this and then remembering, watching Tobey return in No Way Home and how emotional I was, it all ran back to those early days. And after the film was done, the theater was like, everybody cheered and clapped, and then you could hear the emotion, right? And like, I kind of just stood up and like, I had tears in my eyes, and I kind of like look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not alone. I am not alone in this. And like, it was just this moment of realizing how much time has passed and how you grow as a person, you know? And how much more it hits you. And thinking back to that summer, like 20 plus years ago, right? And where all my friends are. And how I only really talk to 2 of them still. The rest have different lives. My friend Ryan, I haven't talked to in a decade. I don't even know where he is anymore, you know? My friend Matt, I still see. He comes over occasionally for an AEW pay-per-view. My friend Andy, he's still my best friend. We play D&D together. My wife is still here. She now cosplays Black Cat and MJ and all these things. And I'm just like, it's crazy how much this one film, 20 plus years ago, literally dictated where my life is today. I love Spider-Man 2. Love that film. I hope that some people get to experience what I experienced watching that film again. Truly an amazing moment that I never thought I would have with a comic book film. If they ever release Blade 2 again, and I see that in theaters, I might have an emotional breakdown. So when they say, comic book films aren't art, they don't give you anything, you don't get emotion from it, they are factually wrong. Because I saw it, and I felt it. I love Spider-Man 2. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer it exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.